Right, we're joined now by public affairs analyst Tersoo David. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight. Well, I mean, it's only fitting that 1 year into this administration, we begin to take a look at how far so far. You heard commendations there from the UN, the UK. They're saying they're impressed by how, some of the economic policies that this government has put in place. The UK says it's impressed by some of the security measures taken so far. Vice President, you heard him there say, look, Nigeria is ready for business. Let's take it from that perspective.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. It's a great one. So I will start by saying that, look, Nigeria has always been ready for business. Trust me. The president came in at a time where the house was rusty and he had to do a lot. Okay, let's just say the way it is. Things were not so well with our country before the president came in. Of course, Nigerians have a lot of hope, They're looking forward to, seeing better environment for transactions, So all of that is coming in place for the international community to recommend that. It's a plus for the president. But I will start with saying this. Look, he hit the ground running with the basic things like the coastal road that is coming up quite very soon. He didn't wait 2 months, 3 months into the administration to start that. Very clever, because you see, for you to be able to achieve that, you have to hit the ground running. If that project is going to come to pass, it's one of the biggest achievements that I think, I believe, that the president has taken on. That alone, gives confidence into, the business community and all. Yeah.
Right.
Well, talking about the coastal road, let's start by talking about some of the key policies. They say change sometimes comes with pain, and that's what Nigerians are going through at the moment. So let's talk about subsidy. Let's talk about the removal, which ultimately would seem to have a ripple effect of what we're going through at the moment, and how the government intends to ensure that it doesn't actually rub off the gains like you just highlighted.
Okay, look, like you rightly said, sometimes I have to go through some few difficulties to be able to cross, to the other island. And I think, first of all, the president have the right team in place. It has to do with the team as well. Subsidy, look, we need the money that we're going into private pockets. So you see, you have just few individuals taking all that belonged to our country. So we're not going to go into the details, calling names, and we all know what was happening. Right. But you see, when you have a man that is so bold, look, he just came out of the election. He just came out of the stress of going through the process of campaign and all of that. The tenacity for him to say that alone, because he knew if he hadn't, and if he had delayed to go back and meet that same circle, he wouldn't have been able to. But guess what he did? He took it head on. And from that day, he created enemies.
Yeah, but some would say since that
and
statement,
pain.
Exactly,
yeah.
A lot of pain, that statement, fuel subsidy is gone 1 year after that decision. It's been a life-changing statement for Nigerians.
How do you mean?
Yeah, life-changing in a way that, Nigerians are having to grapple with inflation. Well, yeah. Some might say not necessarily for the better, but of course there's that call for Nigerians to sacrifice. There's no gain without pain and all of that. But how do you recover from that statement? Going forward into the second year of this administration, do you see Nigeria and Nigerians recovering from the impact of inflation, a high dollar rate, about 1,500 at the moment, and all of that. Inflation, fuel prices through the roof, and what have you.
So, Ngozi, I started by saying, look, let's look at this. If you have a house that you just came into, and the house is rusty, dusty, things are broken, the sewage is, the plumbing system is not working, everything is just broken, it's dusty or rusty. What do? If you're not careful, that will weigh you down. But our president did not. Let me tell you one example. Let me show you one example. I have not caught him complaining since he came to office. We knew what happened the last time. Every day, I want to believe that our lovely former president, when he got to Daura, I believe that he complained. He was still complaining about other people. This Baba has never done that. The house is broken, things weren't working, the economy was down, so he's focused. So I believe that we need to pay a little bit price. I have paid the price. A lot of people, our businesses are, we had to go through a lot, diesel, but these are processes that we have to go to. There is hope. Things can't just happen in a second. Policies take time, and you have to deal with individuals that were gaining in,
Well, it will depend on whether those policies are, far-reaching enough, and how fundamental are those policies to the development of Nigeria.
They are.
So far, they've been good policies.
Yes, they are. Look, like I said, they can't happen. You can't see the effects immediately, right? But I believe they are because of the team he has and what he's doing. Look at the things that are happening. Look at the investors that are coming into the country at the moment. And let me tell you one thing about Nigerians abroad. This is what the Chinese did. Okay.
Right.
And the vice president is keen on this. He's got a vision, and this vision is bright. Let me show you an example. This is it. The Chinese are everywhere in Europe. Their schools, factories. This is what they did. They all brought everything they have learned in the Americas, in Europe, back home. Today, what's happening? The Europeans are crying, the Chinese are taking their markets, cheap products in the market. No, it's open market. These guys are smart, and I believe that this is what the vice president is doing. He wants to bring back these guys to build our country. It's a very smart one. So these are policies. You might not see the effect, but you see, for them focusing on the guys, our brothers and sisters who are in foreign lands, it's a great one. When you tap into this energy on the talents and the knowledge these guys have acquired over time, it's a big time.
Let's talk about what's not working. You've been able to gauge some of the key concerns raised so far. In the last 1 year, which of the sectors or agencies would you say hasn't actually performed to your delight?
Please, can you come again, please?
I'm asking which isn't working for you? Agencies, parastatals, or ministry? Specifically, which one would you say hasn't been
so for me is the road safety, for instance. Okay,
now all of this we're talking about road safety.
Yes. See, I'm in manufacturing, for instance. One of my interests is in manufacturing.
In everything, we're talking about road safety.
Yes. If you give me a second, I'll tell you why. Right now, I do not even know what road safety stands for, or what their portfolio, or what they do for us. Okay, now the police do not have.
David, if we to prioritize what we're going through at the moment in Nigeria, would you bring road safety into it?
Yes, because you use the roads every day, and you're short of manpower with the police who protect you. If you don't have security, if you do not have security, your economy won't grow. People need to go about to do stuff. What I'm trying to say is,
so the discussions you have with your friends, their concern and pain includes road safety.
If not, I won't bring it up. If you let me finish.
So go ahead and explain to us exactly why you think road safety is an issue.
So I don't see them, doing what they're meant to do. What I'm trying to get, why don't we get road safety back into the police? These guys are trying to have facilities all around the country, okay? And we're having the major problem with security, okay? These guys are being paid. I do not know what they do because our road hasn't changed. I mean, the engagements of driving on the road itself is stress. It affects the economy. If you want to leave from Ikeja to Victoria Island, the guy who has bought a driving license, for instance, and is driving recklessly, hits your car, you'll miss an appointment that you're going to. It could be a business. It could be a business opportunity that would have changed a lot of lives. You see.
So after road safety, what's the next one?
No. So let me finish with this. So look, we don't have enough resources at the moment. My advice is this: let's bring those guys back to the police. Train crash train them for for 3-4 months, and you have a larger police. This guy have structures everywhere in the country. This is very important for economy. Very, very important, because security, without security, you have no economy.
Right.
Truth be told, that's why I went to where you're not expecting me to go.
Truth be told, if you say road safety should be merged with the police, some will say the same police that is not that effective, because we're here on a daily basis. If it's not the army, it's some other agency fighting what the police should be fighting. So you still want road safety, the traffic arm, to be so strengthened to the extent that you want road safety to be taken back to the police. So how good is the police at the moment that you'd expect road safety to be brought back to it?
We expect so much from the police, and we're not giving back to them. Well, this is what I mean. Look at the ratio of men you have. Look at the population. I don't have what's the UN, the actual numbers that the UN say one policeman to be, but,
David,
but this is what I'm trying to...
A lot of Nigerians will not be excited watching us now, knowing full well that there are a lot of sectors that they thought that you will be able to touch on, and that's why I'm trying to see what we can. So don't get us wrong when we try to butt in. We're trying to see how much of time we can take to look at all of this. So in all of this, security, police, road safety, what else do you think Nigerians are in dire need of that they want the president? I mean, the president's officers are watching. So what would you want?
For example, workers are talking about minimum wage. They're saying, look, 615,000 is what will cut it. But government is saying, no, we can't really afford that. 48,000 is what is fair for now, considering the state of the economy and what have you. What are your thoughts on the issue of minimum wage?
Okay, so let me address what he's saying, because I need
quickly
to touch one of the other agencies, but security is very important. Now, the customs.
Right.
Okay, so we need to look. Customs needs to improve their services. Okay, why don't we just make everything digital? Who is afraid of that? Someone is afraid of that, and that's why, and it affects the country. If I want to export out of Nigeria, I have goods that I sell out of Nigeria. The processes get you tired.
Right.
Okay, so there's some certain areas that if we get into, you can't finish. So just one simple example, if I'm just going to stand with road safety and customs.
Does the customs still charge you people in dollars?
I can't speak on that at the moment, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure because, I haven't brought in anything into the country for a while. Reason being that because, the exchange rate wasn't, stable for, but, yeah. So, but look, I do not want to take on custom because they're my friends. I love them. I do business with them. But look,
no, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter. It's important for you to say.
No, David. It doesn't matter. As journalists, we have friends across sectors and national life. So if we say we won't do our jobs because these people are our friends, then we won't be doing our country.
So let's talk about other issues. Minimum wage or living wage. The president has said, look, he's more concerned about a living wage for Nigerians rather than concentrate on the issue of minimum wage. I mean, let's get your thoughts on that and how you think it will change not just the fortunes of Nigeria as a whole, but Nigerians themselves.
Okay, I believe that the president have the civil servants in mind with the things that are happening currently. But there's something I believe that the federal government wants to introduce,
which is
you're paid based on your performances.
Right.
Do you know the extent of that? You're being evaluated. People give more. Look. There's some simple things that we're not seeing now that are so very, very powerful. But because the state of the economy is, we're being consumed. Only that, if you have just 2% of the Nigerian civil servants committed to doing what they're meant to do, everything will change. The economy itself will change. So just that one policy, that why don't I evaluate you and pay you for what you've done? You see, that's powerful for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess it's a powerful place.
More than, I mean, the minimum wage is very important as well, you see. But you see, if you get the civil servants to work very well, the more money that, the leakages will be blocked. Right. That's one. The federal government has more money. But let me tell you what. So, yeah.
All right, there'll be other times to look at all of these issues. Tersoo, David is a public affairs analyst. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.